money really sticky and the rumor smelling loud. Drop another bell, cut a 50 off the top. Say the money really sticky and the rumor smelling loud. Drop another bell, cut a 50 off the top. Drop another bell, cut a 50 off the top. Drop another bell, cut a 50 off the top. Say the money.
Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? It is Winning Wednesdays. I always try to give an introduction at the beginning of Winning Wednesdays because this is a little bit different than what you see throughout the week. What I do here on Winning Wednesdays is we take an hour and we break down some people that I feel like are winning in life or winning in the country rap lane or have something to do with the country rap lane and are projecting themselves in a positive manner and moving forward. Today, we've got somebody that I've grown to be a really good friend with. You're familiar with him. If you've seen the flyer, you already know who it is. Nobody's really had a chance to dig deep and peel the layers back on this guy. So we're going to try to do that tonight. And I think we're about to get right into it. And I'm going to bring my brother Chop Easy up here.
Hey, what's happening?
What's crackling, dog?
What's happening, Chad? How we doing tonight? What's up, Rich? Thank you for having me up here, bro.
Thank you for having me up here.
Hell yeah. Teamwork makes the dream work, brother.
What's up, everybody? How's everybody's week been? I know I've seen on the book and stuff, a lot of people was out getting a lot of things done this weekend. There was a lot of work done, a lot of fun had all over the place. I know we stayed really busy this weekend. It was crazy. It was a crazy weekend, but a lot of great things. We got a lot of great things coming for all y'all between me, Chop, Justin, everybody that we work with is all moving forward in a very awesome manner. You know, we're getting a lot of shows booked, a lot of things for you guys to be able to see us and us see you. So, I mean, we're going to get into some questions here towards the end, by the way. If anybody has any questions for Chop, hold on to them. I'm going to put them up here a little bit later if we have some time. We usually do that the last, little bit of time on here. And then we're going to cut it out and come right back for country rap shit and turn it up a little bit with y'all. So we're going to get right into it. Right into it. I told Chop, I was like, look, I can't tell you what I'm going to ask you, but I am going to peel back some layers. It is what it is. Last week we had Charlie Farley, and that was a great interview. I think we all learned a lot with that interview, so that was really dope. So.
Charlie's good, dude. I called it. I rewatched it.
So anybody that's been following you knows that you've kind of moved up in the ranks pretty quickly. And it's always awesome to see that when I see an artist that is not necessarily new, but new to getting recognition. And then boom, 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 because of steady work, you kind of moved up in the ranks really quick. How has it been for you adjusting with a different type of lifestyle with the podcast and the music and everything going crazy for you?
Man, I'll be honest with you. I don't know that I have adjusted all the way yet. I'm starting to get more structure, more organization in my life, but I had to, I was able to take my job and put it off for a little while. I was able to find somebody to work that can handle my workload at my job, and I'm kind of committed to this full time now, bro. Like all the way. It's something I've not told nobody. I've kept it to myself because I still have to do my job if there's things that need to be done. But
absolutely,
the structure around the house, helping with chores, helping with the kid and stuff, that all kind of took a back seat there for a little bit, trying to build this podcast, and now I'm kind of catching back up. So it's been really stressful. I ain't gonna lie, man.
And that's the side that a lot of people don't see. And I'm sure you can relate. It goes even further than that. People don't see the side where we as men feel like we're lacking in other things because we're so focused on the career. And you kind of have to do that. You have to, when people say, they always talk about sacrifice, you got to sacrifice. That's one of the hardest parts of this business is some of the stuff that we've had to sacrifice. People don't see the nights where we're sitting here, fighting back tears and everything. Like we're grown men, but at the same time, we're human beings. And people don't see that a lot of times. They see us turning up all the time. They see us, they might see us finally break, and they don't understand what made that break. Well, it's not always just what you see here. We've got personal lives that get affected very much by this.
I mean, I said the other night before I shut off in my Chop Thoughts segment that when your life changes and you start putting focus on something else, like I have so much focus on this podcast and being on the YouTube and stuff, other things in my life suffered for that. And that I had to learn, all right, I got to go back. I got to pump the brakes a little bit. And that's why, Monday this week we didn't go live, but I'm not even mad. You know what I mean? Like I'm glad I had to work for real because I was able to get a lot of work done. I got a ton of work done. I got a lot of clips done. I was behind with networking. I got a lot of networking done. My home life, I'm having a hard time at home right now that we're really struggling on how to manage the shows, the trips, the out of towns. Because, man, bro, it's been crazy since I started this podcast, and then staying live and consistent every night. It's tough. It can be. Like I'm learning it though.
Absolutely. Who is that? Adam's family, aka Cincos. What's up? What's up, Double D? What's up, Trina? What's up, 260 Ty, the Dab King? What's up, everybody? I don't know everybody's names on here. It's kind of like TikTok. Everybody changes their names on there, and I don't know who the hell half the people are. People like, oh, it's big, long stroke daddy.
Yeah, when I see something weird in the name, bro, I'll pick a one word out of that name and call him that. I ain't calling it Big Dick Daddy with the candy balls. Like, nah, I'm cool.
Oh,
like,
bro. There it is. All right. So going off of that question, I was going to wait, and this one was further down the line, but you kind of touched on it a little bit. So I want to discuss this part of it. So anybody that knows you knows that your wife has health issues that she has to deal with, and you guys have all, as a family, I'm sure, had immense things on your shoulders through all this and the rise of this and adjusting to that. But like with all of that, how do you juggle? And you kind of already answered it, but I would like a little bit more elaboration from people. Like, how do you, because a lot of these people, they go to a regular 9 to 5 and that's it. They come home, they watch Netflix, and they might do some dishes. You and your family have to run this whole family plus this show, plus going out on your shows. And this show is every single night. So, your family really is sacrificing along with you. How do you juggle these things? Like, how do you make it work? And like I said, you kind of already answered.
I've put a lot of pressure. I'll say I've put a lot of home responsibilities and my son in the evening responsibilities on my wife. And that's something that we know with her health, man, she just can't, I can't do that. I have to figure it out. You know what I mean? Like, I have to remember she don't feel good every day. You know what I mean? She has kidney disease. She has to fight. She goes to dialysis 3 times a week. Like, and that's something I kind of don't talk about. I keep it to myself a lot. And it's just because I don't want people to feel some type of way, because at the end of the day, we don't ask nobody for nothing, man. We take pride in being able to manage our home. But at times, bro, I wish I could just reach out and be like, man, I need some help at times. And shout out to my mom for that. My mom helps with my son a lot. And now I'm starting, like I said, man, I'm starting to just say, hey, man, I can't fuck with this phone for a little while. I got to put it off to the side, and I got to focus on getting the dishes done, getting the laundry done, helping get this done, put clothes away. And then when I do have time to do it, take the time to do it. Don't think about it. Don't waste time. Take it and do it and get it done.
Absolutely. That's definitely something we, in my household, we've had to figure out too. Like, for a long time, I wouldn't put the phone down. I'm like, nah, I'm grinding 24 hours a day.
I mean,
and now I do. It's random when I do it. Like I told a lot of people, my anniversary and birthday and stuff was the weekend before last, and we were supposed to go out of town and everything. And again, that didn't happen because I had too much work going on and I couldn't put it away. But then I took that 2 days and I said, you know what? Even though we're not gone, I'm not dealing with nothing, and we have to, and that's hard for us to do.
It is hard to do, man. But something that I've learned and that other people can learn is scheduling your post for social media so you can learn to take breaks from it. Schedule that shit, dude. Schedule it. it's there for you to utilize it. And I recommend that all the way through. I wish people would understand that too. Like, don't let social media consume you. You know what I mean? Like, it can. Between Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, man, I mean, I'm hitting 20,000 views a day almost between the three apps. And that number just keeps steady climbing. So I catch myself in it because I'm in it, man. I'm winning. So I need to take full advantage of it at this time, and I can't. Sometimes, you know what I mean? My family suffers for that. And I'm learning how to balance that. And you don't know until you learn, bro. And I tell people that all the time, dog. Like, there's no how-to guideline book of how to be a musician, how to be a rapper, how to be a podcaster, like how to be a father. There's no books. There's no, all you have is you guys. And I thank God for you and Justin and Space Dad and guys that's been doing this for many years with families that can, it's nice to have that somebody to talk to, bro, because this shit can get a hold of you.
It will real quick too, and you don't even see it coming. You look up from your phone one day, and everything's messed up, and you're like, "How did I get here? How do I fix it?"
Yeah,
and a lot of these questions, like what I just asked you, there really isn't. There's not a right answer. There's not a wrong answer. There's really not even an answer. Like,
it's the real truth, man. You got to keep it real, dude. Like I think you got to keep it real, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit, dude, because I stand on the truth and being real and being honest. And I mean, it's not easy, and I want people to know so they don't go into it thinking, well, shit. I want them to have respect for how we're handling it, dog, all the way. I want people to respect my hustle, respect my grind, respect your hustle. If everybody could host shows and throw shows and make them work like you do, the world would be a better place. But thank God that it ain't like that all the time, because then what would we have? We'd have an oversaturation, right? You know what I mean? So,
I mean, there's one guy out there that's big competition with how I throw shows, but
that's good.
Speaking on family, this was a very important question that I had to ask. I've always, for a long, long time, I've wanted to know the answer to this, and I think tonight you guys get to witness the answer to this. So, how was your childhood, and what was it like growing up as Rich Regal as your father?
The way you just led into that, dude. I thought he was about to ask me some. I was like, man, all right, here we go. But he hit me with the Rich Regal being your father. Oh, Rich has been waiting to do that since I met him.
Oh, yeah. Winning Wednesdays, y'all.
Hey, that was good. If y'all ain't laughing, you're lame. That was great. Oh, shit.
No, but seriously, actually, that whole question was completely on the fly. At least part of it. Because originally the question was, what was it like growing up for you? And in particular, can you think of any key points in your childhood growing up that really stand out to you, that like maybe your grandpa or your uncle or or your mom or whoever said something that just stuck and you still use that today, like maybe an incident that was surrounding that?
I would say my biggest person, the person that's been there for me through it all, good, bad, in between, is my mama, dude. Shout out to my mama. My mama she's been everything. Like on Father's Day, I don't call now my dad, my stepdad who raised me is no longer with us. Rest in peace. He wasn't the best man in the world. He taught me things, but he by doing a lot of wrong, he taught me a lot of right.
Real talk.
And that's one of them things like you have to take from that situation. You know what I'm saying? My mom taught me couple things in life, and one of the things that stuck with me was, if you ain't going to stay in school and get an education, you're going to have to work. And that's just what it is. You either go to school or you work, and you might as well just get used to working if you ain't going to do what you need to do. And I absolutely didn't do what I needed to do in school. So when I got out of school, I had to as an adult, I had to hit the workforce. And I learned real quick, bro, that this ain't it for me. Like, I do not take, I'm just not a good employee, dude. I'm just not. Like, luckily I've had the corner store job, man. If that wasn't like my brother and my mom wasn't my boss, I would not. I've been there 12 years, dude. I wouldn't be there. You know what I mean? And I probably shouldn't have been sometime. Like, and they did get rid of me for a little while when I was going through addiction. You know what I mean? They didn't fire me. They just, I had to quit. I was doing bad. You know what I mean? So, and it's just one of them things, bro. Like, my mom, even through addiction, she had my back. You know what I mean? She made it hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, she had compassion, but she let me, like, when I went to jail, I had to stay in there, dude. You know what I mean? Like, she made me stay in there.
I could see that. You know, Mama Chop's a gangster for real.
Like, but it taught me, man. I don't want to fucking go back there, bro. I don't want to do none of that. So my mom's been a huge influence in my life, and she's just always taught me things like God don't like ugly. Silence is the best response to a fool, and she's so right, dude. Like, when somebody's when the big bad wolf's huffing and puffing, man, don't even acknowledge that son of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Just keep watching TV, keep doing what you're supposed to do, and that mindset has changed my life. Like, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. Shout out to all the mamas out there, by the way.
Yeah,
I know you can call me a mama's boy all you want. I'll take it. I love my mama with everything I got. You know, she's
man,
sacrificed a lot for me too.
There was a couple times my sister, man, God rest her soul, rest in peace. She passed away when I was a sophomore in high school, and you don't know until that happens to you what that's like, man, and that's rough. But I could never imagine how my mom felt. You know what I mean? Going through that, but my mom was there. She was there for us. She was there for me and my brother, and she had our backs. And my mom's taught me strength over everything, because it's us here, man. It's here. Mind power is everything. You put your mind to anything, bro, you can accomplish it. And she taught me that. Like, she empowered that into me, bro. And I stay. That's why everything I do, there just ain't no quit in me, bro. I just don't quit. And if I fail my goal, guess what, Rich? I go right back at it, dog. Like,
that's been me. And sometimes I'm almost to a fault. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because you focus on it. It consumes your thought processes. You know what I mean?
But that manifestation is a real thing. Like, without saying too much, I recently manifested something. I went out, I set this goal, and I said, by the end of this, I'm going to have this. I'm going to secure my place. And I did. And it was like, sometimes I don't. And that same position I tried to secure that I finally secured, I've tried to secure that position 20 times. And I went right back, and I'm like, nope, no is not an answer. You know, and most of the people around me, like you, like Justin, like FJ, you know, like Highlight, these are key people, you know, so many people that are around me, but just saying a couple off the top, these are all people that they don't take no for an answer. If they're dead set, this is what they're going to get it one way or another, you know, in a respectful way. They're not going to take it. They're going to earn it, but they're going to keep going until it busting their head against that wall until they get through that wall.
Absolutely, man. And that's my mindset. Like, I never manifested sitting down with a PSA with Justin Time, but I did manifest doing music and working with Justin. I did say that was a goal of mine, and I'm proud of that. I did say I'm gonna rock the fucking stage with Rich Regal one day. I said that the first time I saw you. I just set a goal for myself, not one of any type of animosity or anger or aggressiveness, just one of I respect what you do, and I want to be part of that. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of artists, other than myself, if they would unconfuse that message, they would get further in life. Like, sometimes you just gotta let motherfucker know, bro. Like, it ain't no hate, it ain't no animosity. I love to see what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like,
when you see somebody else doing something that maybe you're not doing and it's working, it should be motivation. not
It is.
hateration.
It is.
And a lot of people turn that into hate. They're like, oh man, he's doing this and it's working for him, but what I'm doing ain't working for me, and they get mad. Instead, take that and be like, okay, maybe what he's doing doesn't work for me, but let me take you kind of watch what this dude's doing. If it's working for him, something in there's right. May not be all of it, and may not all fit to that person, but like your performance is not my performance, but I think you have an amazing performance. It's just a different type of performance. Still got mad energy. Everybody loves a fat dude that has energy.
Yeah,
Wow.
dude, it's a fucking, it rocks, don't it, bro?
Like,
Because it's not supposed to be, bro. They just don't think it's supposed to be. Like, I ain't gonna lie, Rich. When I've met you for the first time, I said, "What's this dude about to do?" And then Smokey and Ryan and them were all like, "Bro, he kills it." I'm like, "Well, you gonna have to show me. Like, I want to see it." And I did, and I was like, "Hey, man, what the?" You know what I mean? Like, straight up.
Yep.
And perfect. I love that you said, if you take what you learn from somebody. Papa Pow, dog, was inspired by your song from Fostoria, Ohio. Yeah. The way the crowd said, yeah, yeah, yeah. Papa Pow, I'm going to hunt him down. Like, and
it worked.
Yeah, dude, it is a fucking banger, dude. And that I was inspired to do that because of watching you on stage, watching that song being performed. And that's what, and I ain't going to say that song would have never happened because we don't know that. But that song came together because I come home, played Call of Duty, and wanted to make a song people would sing with me in the crowd. And now it's a bad habit. Now it's dropping another bell all the time. But it works for me. That is something that works for me as an artist. So I hold on to it. But you inspired that, dog, all the way.
Well, I appreciate that. We've had this for y'all out there. We've had this conversation about that. And when Chop first told me that right there, as an artist or musician, to have another artist that you respect tell you that they learned something and they applied it and it worked, that is the greatest thing. Other than celebrating little kids' birthdays at the shows, that's like one of my
I love that shit too. Yeah,
I love it. Shout out to Doobie and Highlight and the whole team, by the way. This weekend they gave me a taco.
I seen that, bro. I seen that. That was dope, dude.
Did you see the 100 on top? I was like, all right, all right, all right. That's what's up.
You had to expect that, dog.
Yeah. But nah, shout out to them boys. They run a tight outfit, great shows. We're ready for Doobie's rock stuff, so I'm ready for that. But you kind of touched on this just a minute ago, so it kind of led me into this question. But who is your biggest motivators coming into country rap? Like, when you looked at country rap, who is some of the, and it doesn't have to be a country rap artist, but somebody that really influenced you in the business, artist wise, promoter wise, graphic designer wise, whatever it may be, podcasters.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. The first artist I ever paid attention to in country rap, dude, and this makes people laugh. Justin Time. Justin Time. I seen him on the internet, bro, and he was going absolutely ham, dude, on Shotgun Shane. I'm like, I like this, because Shotgun Shane did something to me. He had talked shit about me, so I was all like, oh, okay, this is great. I'm not even in country rap. I just do music at the time. I was hip hop, and then Justin stood on 10 with Average Joe's. And then I seen where he went and stood on 10. I had a live streaming podcast. And I was all like, man, how can you not like this dude? Because he was standing on business, and I respected it. And when these motherfuckers made the business right, when Average Joe's paid the man and made it right, he absolutely said they made it right. Like, that's right. As loud as his disrespect was to get the money, and he got it, and he said to his fans, dude, that was real shit. I gained a ton of respect for that. And then I started looking into him, and as I looked into him, you found you. Like, okay, who's Rich Regal? And I look you up, and I'm like, oh, Rich is the fucking man. Like, I see him doing shows and shit. At the time, I'm doing shows in Middletown, doing my own hosting and shit like that, so I'm not interested in anybody else at the moment, like looking around. I got a promoter in my ear. You know what I'm telling me? You know what I'm saying? So, and at the time I thought he was a good dude. And so I latch on to you. I see you, and then Kingery and J. Michael Phillips. And I'm like, man, like this lane is pretty fucking cool. Like these dudes are type of dudes I've been around and grew up with and am used to, bikers, you know what I mean? Like I grew up around outlaws, motorcycles, dude. Like now I'm not saying I was one of those people. I'm just saying I grew up around them. So
right.
I knew. And it was so I have to say, Justin, you, Space Dad, and Fedora Mike, because what I seen them doing on the internet was winning, and I seen it, and I'm like, man, does this dude even do music? I didn't know neither one of them at the time. I just thought they just hung out with Justin. I didn't know they even did music, like,
right.
And then I remember when Mike hit the charts and the tears that man had in his eyes, bro, and I was all like, you know what, bro, I want to be part of that. I want to feel that.
Right.
You know, and I want my guys in my circle to feel like they did with Mike. They were proud of him, bro. Like you could see the genuine love and compassion for each other and the camaraderie. And I'm like, bro, why wouldn't you want to be a part of that? And then you meet Fender Hat, and then you meet Parker Boy and J Baby, and then I met you, and I met everybody together. And shout out to even Jay Davenport had an integral part in introducing me to everybody individually through the internet. You know what I mean? Like Colt, Parker Boy, and them. So I mean, just watching, and then I learned about Ryan Upchurch. I started to run into Upchurch and realize who he is for real, like not just I thought he was a country music star. I didn't even know, dude, like Rolling Stone was the first song I heard. So I thought he was a country music star. You know what I mean? I didn't know he was country rap. I didn't. So, and then I hear a song with Justin. When I start looking at Justin and Church, and I'm like, oh man, dude, he's got features with Jelly Roll, Church, Calhoun. Like, okay, why wouldn't you latch on to this guy? You know what I mean? Well, it makes sense. So I mean, the Redneck Rave team, bro, straight up. And that's the path I took. That's the path. When I met the fans on this side, I was like, whoa, these dudes like me over here. Like the hip hop scene was great, but it just wasn't, I wasn't retaining. You know what I mean? I wasn't retaining.
Right. That's something that a lot of people don't realize is that bond between this group of people. I gotta say people because we got like J Baby in here. Congratulations to J Baby and Parker Boy, by the way, if you guys are following them. It looks like we're gonna be uncles.
Well, yeah, so, that's what I told him. I said, bro, they gotta name it like Larry, Justin, Chop, Rich, like Fender. Like that baby is going to have so many names. It's gonna be crazy.
But people don't realize that, and like you said, there's so many people that people don't realize are integral parts in this family, like Fender, because Fender's not all out. A lot of times he's not all out in the online that much. He's starting to do a lot more online, but he's a blue collar worker. He's out here working.
He's a good old boy. He's a redneck. He's a redneck rave. I mean, he is the absolute definition of redneck rave.
Yep. And people like him and Fedora Mike, those are a lot of the unsung heroes. Like,
yeah.
And it's nice because, like you said, when he charted, and you seen that emotion, like that was to even have a small part of just helping share that and try to get him on there and him achieving a goal that most people never get to. And he's not even, most people, when they look at the Redneck Rave family, they don't see Fedora as an artist. Mm-mm. They don't see Larry as an artist a lot of times.
I didn't. At first, I didn't.
People do the same with me. They think we're all characters in this, but it's not characters. This is just us being us, and we have multiple jobs. You might be a podcaster, but you're an artist. A lot of people might only know you through the podcast and still haven't caught on that you do music. I don't know how they do that, but they do.
Some of them have. It's crazy.
Right.
I didn't know you rap, Chop Easy. To me either. Like,
news to me.
What up, guys? What's up?
Quick one. Favorite snack and favorite drink.
Favorite drink is Monster Energy all day long. Monster Energy, the original. None of that fruity berry bullshit.
That's the OG, baby.
That's the OG. Favorite snack, man, potato chips, and I don't know the brand because I eat so many different ones, bro. I'm a chip eating son of a bitch. Like
I like all the flavors, like especially like the spicier stuff sometimes,
sometimes.
but sometimes I'm feeling like have you had that Smart Food caramel and cheddar
Yeah,
mixed
yeah.
together?
Some of that stuff's pretty good. It
I
ain't bad
never
at
thought
all.
I would like that. I was like,
Some of that
man, this
stuff's
is
pretty
not
good.
gonna be good. But that white cheddar Smart Food popcorn, that's the goat right there. That's the goat.
Spray cheese and chicken in a biscuit. Hell yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
one. I
there
like a
we
lot
go.
of cheese, bro. I eat a lot of cheese. I'd say cheese is my favorite snack. Fruit roll ups, chips, crackers. I eat a lot of crackers too.
See, Grippos. Yeah, boy.
Yeah, I stay
Most people
hell
ain't
away
gonna
from
know about them. Now you said Monster too. Do you remember the BFCs?
the big
What?
fucking cans.
Yeah,
Yeah, nah. See, I won't drink the big monsters because I don't want. I limit myself.
bro. They had to take them off the market because it was like a half gallon. Like it was like that big around, bro, and like that, and it was called a big fucking can. And when they first came out with that, we was getting them and making mixed drinks out of them, and you could mix a whole bottle in shots and still have plenty of Monster left over. It was
See,
crazy.
see that's that. When we started doing that, when we started mixing our liquor with the energy drink, shit changed. Shit changed.
Diabetes
We ain't
happened.
been right. We ain't been right since. And no, I am not a diabetic. I am just fat. Like I used to be a drug addict. I wasn't this big, so leave me alone.
I am
I'm
a I
making
am
up.
a diabetic.
I'm making up for lost time, cuz.
Where did it go? Hang on, it kicked my screen off because
Someone
stoves.
called you. It happens, dude. Yeah, I remember the BFCs, bro. Like I didn't start drinking monsters till probably 5, 6 years ago for real. I ain't never been really I just I was working at the damn gas station, cuz, and I was like, bro, I need one of these. I want to try this because it was Red Bulls before that when I worked on the car lot. And then dude's like, bro, you need to drink a monster. And I'm like, nah, fuck those. And then I finally had one, bro, and it's the weakness. Like, quit smoking meth, quit smoking cigarettes, can't quit drinking monsters. It's crazy.
There's always that one. No, the screw top. The screw top is still out here, and I love the screw tops, the pop tops. That's not the BFC. There was an actual can called the BFC, and it was a regular pop top, but it
Yeah,
was
it was
like the
huge.
size around of a softball.
Yeah, it's like
Like,
that.
yeah,
It was like that. No cap, dude. That's
and
something.
the government was like, "No, that's too much, but but we will sell you 16-ounce cans in a case of 30. That we will." You
So
can't have
totally
one big
true.
one. We're just going to give you enough to make four of them.
Hey, that's so fucking true, though, dude. The world we live in is wild. Hey, COVID taught me a lot about people, cuz like, I'll tell you right now, COVID separated. I'm glad COVID happened, kind of, bro. It sifted some of the fucking good shit to the top, and some of the bad shit went to the bottom, dog. Like, no, I don't mean that, man. COVID was terrible.
It really was. But there was there was a lot of good things that came from it. I
There
know
was, yeah.
families got closer. A lot of families got a lot closer after that because we were all separated from each other, and we realized even though a lot of our family we may not have talked to for 5 years prior to that, but there's people I hit up after that, like because I had time to think. I mean, I worked through COVID, even though we were shut down. I painted, I did pinstriping, so I
Yeah.
kept my bills paid off that. So
Started music, dude. I didn't know because they shut our store down, bro. We couldn't. I mean, our convenience store, we couldn't work. I was like, oh shit.
see, so it's those byproducts that happen from COVID where some of us found a positive out of it.
Yeah, we didn't have no choice, bro. You know what I mean? Like, COVID was wild, dude. But I don't. What up, Mr. Slinko? I don't. The thing about COVID for me was a lot of people lost their lives, man, and
Yes.
like a lot of families lost people they loved in the nursing homes and stuff, and they couldn't do shit about it. They couldn't be with them. They couldn't see them. They couldn't. Shit was just crazy, man.
Absolutely. So let's get on to the next question. I don't want to run out of time, and I want to pick your brain a little bit more. So
Yeah,
I got a hypothetical for you. So
sure.
if say somebody came to you today and said, "Hey, you want to go out on a 2 month long tour with little to no pay to be able to boost your brand. You can sell your merchandise. Your room is your lodging's paid for, but it's nothing fancy or anything like that. Would you be in a position to be able to just drop everything and take off for 2 months and do that?"
Uh, yeah, yeah, I could. My mom would have my back with my kid. My mom definitely would have my back. My lady would too, the best they could. You know what I mean? But yeah, as long as the lodging didn't have bed bugs, bro, I'd be straight. Like, I'm just gonna keep it real, dog. Like,
Yeah, that would be a
as long
big
as we
one.
ain't got no bed bugs, dog, I'm cool. You know what I mean? But yeah, if the opportunity, I mean, things gotta be. It's got to make sense, obviously, to it can't be going on tour with somebody that ain't getting no motion. You got to go on tour with some,
Right.
because percentages. I live this music shit off percentages. That's how I look at everything. Percentages.
That was something that I didn't put in the question. That was part of the question was the person would be, it'd have to be somebody that's established, a national
Yeah.
touring artist that
Yeah.
already has tour history and everything. So that is a big pivotal switch, because you don't want to go out on tour with somebody that pulls 5 people to every city across the nation.
Yeah, it's not gonna do you no good.
Even if you're, because then you're not selling no merch, so you're not making your money to get to the next city. So it would have to be somebody that, that's how you make your money, is you get your merch game together and you do what you can do with that and hustle that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely, bro. And if it
Or
was
good. Sorry.
No, I was just saying if it made sense, yeah, I'm going, dog, because that's why I've invested so much of my time and life into, bro, is for that opportunity. Because I just know, put me in a room with the people, bro, I'll win the crowd. I got this. I'm confident in that. I just need the opportunity.
I mean, I know it wasn't the first show that you were at, but it was the first show you kind of demanded I paid attention to you, because you came out there. I remember it was the cannabis festival with Afro Man, and we were messaging back and forth, and you was like, I'm gonna pull up, and you pulled up in the whole white trash mofo outfit, supporting like a motherfucker. I was like, right off the rip, okay, I see you. I've already been kind of looking a little bit, but now that was the time where we had a real proper introduction a little bit, and I was like, okay, this dude gets it, and in turn, because he gets it, I want to share a little bit of what I got, so obviously that any artist that knows me knows that when Go comes on, if you are an artist, you are more than welcome on that stage with me.
I had no clue, dude. I had no clue.
And on that one, I was like, I knew you didn't know. And I was like, man, there's no way I can go up here and turn up with my dude out here in the whole outfit. He came to support me. He bought probably I don't know what the ticket price was, but it probably wasn't a cheap, $10 ticket or nothing to come out and see this. I want him to be a part of this and see how he acts in this situation. And that's where I was getting at with this is you got up on this pretty large stage with me, rock the fuck out, totally natural. You're shaking hands with the crowd. You're doing the thing. You're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. And boom, that's the shit that grabs somebody like me's attention. And then I go, hey, are you guys paying attention to this guy? Because he's doing shit right. You guys should probably, hey, pay attention to this guy.
It worked. It worked, man.
And that's what I tell people all the time. Act like you've been there before, but keep that humbleness and still know where you're at, and people will pay attention to that, and that will resonate with people, because they'll be like, this dude has integrity, but he's not overstepping his boundaries. Because a show like that, I don't have no control over. So if you overstep boundaries, you're overstepping the boundaries of the promoter, not me. You really can't overstep boundaries with me. I'd be like, come out here and rock the whole set with me. I don't really care, come on, bro. So, but the promoters might be like, we wanted Rich Regal. So I don't know why they would say that ever, but
Nah, Rich got jokes. Rich got jokes. Now I think you have to know your level. You have to know where you have to know your place. I
Yeah.
understand and respect it and know my place. I do. And that's all something I always tell artists too, like know your place.
Well, I
Know where
mean,
you fit in.
even just with me and you, there's times where your platform is a little bit higher than mine. And then there's times where my platform is a little bit higher than yours in this avenue or this field. So when it's time for you and when it's your time, just like the chop on the charts, that's what a team does. We rally.
Yeah,
I'm going to put you on this pedestal because right now is your time. The next time might be a show where I'm on this pedestal, but that's the respect that we as artists have to have. I put artists on a pedestal that I can't stand, but I know my place and I know their place.
right. Yeah, man.
You
You
know,
it's that defines your character at times. Like knowing your place and where you stand and how you where you're supposed to be at in the business. Like knowing the respect level of, hey, do you mind if I come up on stage? If because I didn't know about the go thing, I didn't, and then when I found out, now you can't. Now when I hear it, I know what's up. You know what I'm saying?
right?
I'm grabbing everybody like, get your ass over here, like let's go. Like some stages, we can get up there and rock the fuck out, dude. We killed it in Newark too, bro. That was one of the
Bro,
best shows I did.
even Mikey's that we had enough room to fit three people on
We
the
did.
stage, and we put 20 on that stage.
We did. I was all like, I don't know how this gonna work, but we're gonna do it. Start bumping elbows with man beside. I always try to get beside Parker Boy because he's little, so he's skinny. If I can get beside Parker Boy, I'm good.
You throw him up on your shoulders next time. Just like, yeah, yeah. So, so how much time we got? Okay, yeah, I want to get through some couple more of these. What? So, what are some things that you learned about yourself through doing this music and podcasting? Like, not about the business, not about other people. What have you learned about yourself?
Stop sleeping on me, dog. Damn, like I should have been done this podcast. I didn't know. I like, dude. I've said it for years. I always wanted to do blunt time with Chop Easy. That was my thing. I wanted to do daily videos where we just smoked a blunt and we just talked about whatever the fuck. A lot of it was going to be convenience stores, stuff that bothered me about working in the convenience store. Like people just be doing some of the weirdest shit. And that was going to be that, dude. Like, I had someone come buy a blunt wrap once and it was $1.06. And they's all like, hey, bro, I only got $1, but I got the 6 cents out in my car. You want me to go get it? And I'm looking at him like, well, yeah, I want you to go get that 6 cents, cuz like I don't want to pay for it. I'm not smoking that blunt. What you mean?
Right.
Like,
If I pay 6 cents on everybody's blunt,
yeah, dude. Yeah. Especially around here. That's the most freshest thing we got in stock, dog. We said hell out of some wraps. But
he said, "Don't get the donuts."
but yeah, that's funny. But that was one of the things, and that's what I was going to use for my content, man. I just never did it. Just never didn't know what to do, didn't know how to do it. So I was like, then I got the opportunity with Hickorbilly and country rap rumors, and here we are, dog. Here we are, dog. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I wish I would have had more confidence. I've learned that it's okay to be confident in myself. Like, be humble, but be confident. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's a fine line between cockiness and confidence.
Mm-hmm.
And some people don't know the difference, and that's okay. No, everybody don't have to have everything understood all the time. Like,
Absolutely, dude.
where was I? Okay, so I've heard you speak very, very highly of your woman, and I know this is a question that a lot of women want to hear the perspective of people. So what is it about a woman? I'm not saying I'm not saying pinpoint something about your woman, but
Yeah.
what is it about women? Because I see you respecting women a lot, as far as just how you move and how you talk. You're very respectful to women. A lot of guys don't have that respect. And so what is it about women that you feel like they should be put on a pedestal?
My mama, man. My mama. I watched my mama get done bad. I watched my mama go through and be, like I said, the strongest person I've ever met in my life. And I just, and for many, many years, Rich, I read a book that is called She Is Not Your Rehab. And I read that book after I got clean off the drugs. That book changed my life. I stopped putting all my bullshit on women and started owning it for my damn self. You know what I mean? And started being a man, started holding myself accountable and realizing that she ain't responsible for me. She ain't my mama. And my mama ain't responsible for me. You know, I'm a grown ass man. And that taught me
said.
that taught me everything. You know what I'm saying? And it did.
Real talk.
And I respect women because I just have a lot of respect for my mom too, bro. Like, and my mom taught me that you don't know what anyone's going through. I got a lot of respect for dudes. You know what I mean? I try to have respect for people in general, but for the ladies, man, I just think it's a mean world. There's a lot of, you know, I've not always been the best man, the best dude in the world, and I just don't. I don't want to bring that type of attention to myself no more. I just want to be a good person.
That's it right there.
I have a lot of respect for women, dude. Women are behind every successful man is a great woman, and I will thoroughly believe that in my life. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
to the guys out here that's single and done it their whole life without a woman, they'll tell you at the end of the day, 9 out of 10 of them will tell you it was a mistake.
Yep. Because the women really are the backbone. Like I tell people all the time, I'm 26 years over here, and I'd be dead. I'd be dead or in prison for sure. Like, absolutely. I couldn't have. I don't think I could have raised our kids by myself. You know what I'm saying? There's no way. Like, I couldn't have done really anything in my life. So, I feel you.
I can't. I couldn't have done it either, bro. I'm so glad that I had changed my life, dude. Like, I'm so fucking thankful I changed my life, dude. Every day. Like, I'm so thankful I got off the drugs. Because I was turning into somebody I didn't like, dude. And I was all like, bro, this ain't me. I was crying, begging, going through it, dog. Like, praying. And I finally was able. Going to jail saved my life, dude. God, I hate to say that. Man, that is one of the ones you gotta swallow the fucking pride, bro, and just admit it. Like,
real talk. Like, and that's it. Doesn't matter what did it. It matters you're here right now, and you
amen to that.
You're part of that 2%. You know, like that's a big thing,
dude. Yeah,
that's a big thing in our tattoo studio. I've got an artist in there that did meth for 30 years, bro. I've known him my whole life. I watched him do it for a year, be off for 2 years, do it for a year. But even in between, he was smacking it all the time. And he's got a couple years clean now. And now he's lead at all these meetings and everything. And it's like, I never had to go through that addiction thing, but I've watched so many people, and to hear your story and know that you got away from it and you prospered in your life. That 2%, like you said, that's a crazy number to think about.
It is, man. And I do a lot of that too, Rich. I advocate for a lot of meetings and stuff. I'll go to the court. The same court that put me on probation and put me in the drug program is the same court I go to and advocate for people trying to get clean. And I tell them my story. I share my story. Who the fuck goes to court to share their story? Not too many people. It's not something I've like. It is nerve. It's still nerve. I get nervous as hell when I walk in there, dude. But for the first time in my life, it's great because people hear. They're so inspired to hear. Like, man, this dude. At this point in my life, I got hundreds of thousands of views now, bro. People listen. They fucking listen to somebody who's winning. They listen.
Yep.
And it's all about the message you deliver. Don't go in there cocky. Don't go there with attitude. Tell them. I struggled. I almost went to jail a couple times going through the rehab to get better. You know what I mean? I lost my family. It's a bar in my song. Had to get left so I could get right. You know what I'm saying?
Talk.
And I had to lose everything in my life in order for me to get my mind right and understand, damn, this is what I need. This is what I want. And shit, when I want something, I get it. That's just the facts.
And that's what I said earlier. Everybody I surround myself with, for the most part, they're like that. They're hard headed. You ain't gonna knock us down. We're gonna keep coming back. And we may come back in a different way,
Right, but we're
and try
back.
to
Yeah.
tackle this task or whatever. So, what is the biggest thing if you were to ask the powers that be, what is the biggest thing that you personally could use help with in this business, this industry?
Hmm. Phew, that's a good one, dude. That's a good one. I wish, I wish I could transparency. I wish I could see through people's bullshit. I wish there was a like X-ray vision of if they were just shitty people, they'd blink red. If they were good people, they'd blink green. If they were people that were almost there, they'd blink yellow. So at least you fucking knew. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because too many times I've put my trust and put my all into somebody because that's how I am, bro. If I call you my dog, if I say, hey man, and we're working together, we're getting a bag together, like I got no reason to not give you all of me. You know what I'm saying? I'm in it. I'm there. And then when someone takes that, bro, and they fucking and then it's stowed away, dog, it's just like, damn, God,
Right.
you're
No, I
10
feel it.
steps forward, 80 steps backwards. And it's just that sucks. That
Well,
sucks.
you answered my next question, but the question I guess I didn't word that right. What I was asking was what, like, if you were to ask what's something that you need help with
Um,
to get further?
knowledge, bro, knowledge. Distribution. I think like I'm really on this distribution thing. No one's really giving me no help either, bro. Like I'm just gonna keep it real. Like I'm asking questions and not really getting no answers. So I told them, I did. Don't
I'm
let me
right
go
there with
find out. Don't let me go find out. Cause when I do, I'm telling everybody. I'm writing a
you.
damn book on it, boys.
We ain't gonna tell nobody Smokey taking a shit.
Because that is one of the issues that I have noticed in this with this situation with music is distribution is terrible. Like there's some janky ass distributions, and that absolutely holds the levels to this game. There and no
Real
one can
talk.
tell me no different. There's not one person that can tell me this game ain't being ran off the distribution side. If it don't, if the dish, I'm not saying it's completely ran by distribution. I am saying there are levels, right? Distro Kid, United Masters, all them easy motherfuckers, Tune Bay, CD Bay, whatever they're called. Those are them entry level distributions, and they keep these other level distributions. This shit you can't even find information on these motherfuckers, dude.
Yeah.
You can't even Google them because they're so kept out of the works because people don't want it to be drowned with shitty music. And I understand it. God, do I get it. But it's not fair to guys that's been in this game working their asses off, doing doing the right things and can't get no distribution, can't get no help getting distribution. I am going to change that. You mark my motherfucking words to this day. I will get the information I want and I will share it and I will let people know. You know what I mean?
Right.
And maybe that hurts me saying that out loud, but I don't care because if there's information to be found, Chop Easy's gonna motherfucking find it. Shit.
Well, and that's the big thing is, people like us, we do what we do and we find information like this and stuff and we help other people because we didn't have anybody to, and we have people that definitely have helped us. Don't ever take, I always have to specify that. Like, I'll never say I did this all on my own, but without
Nah,
me, it
yeah,
wouldn't have
absolutely,
happened. Like,
absolutely, bro.
I could have done this if you took any one person out of the equation, but if you took me out of the equation, I wouldn't be where I'm at. That's just, and same thing with you, and same thing with anybody that's done this. It's you are the pivot. You are the that pivotal piece. But at the same time, you know, you still do got to have that help. Um,
Yeah,
it,
dude.
it, and I feel you on the distribution. We've talked about it before.
Yeah, I just
Crazy. It's crazy.
Stone Panda's got a good idea. Get it done. He's probably ain't even lying. Like if I knew where to look, I could find it. But I bet that's a good idea because I don't have GPT, but I'll use it. I will find out what I need to know because that is the key here. Like, and I've asked of upper artists, dude, and I swear they don't talk about it, bro.
They're like,
you might as well ask them if you can borrow $100 fucking, dude. You're gonna get an answer on that faster than you will a distribution question. Promise.
yes, sir.
Which makes me wonder why that shit's so sealed. Why they keep that shit sealed? Is it some heavy business shit that you got to learn? That I don't know. That's my question. You know what I mean? Like,
and that's the thing. We won't know until we know, and then we'll know, and we'll be like,
yeah.
I think a lot of it is like you said.
It's good, Jimmy.
They're trying to keep these the really good ones that are getting the real distribution from being overloaded. You know, that's why these lower levels are there. That's why people aren't talking to other people and giving out how to get into this other level of distribution because there has to be a system. There has to, or it's going to be anarchy. So, like you said, you get it, I get it, but we're still going to figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, I should have figured it out a decade ago. But a decade ago, I was getting as trash as I could and screaming on stage.
Well, understand, dude, that it's almost impossibly difficult to find what you're looking for, dude. A Google search will not give you the answers you're looking for. It won't. I promise you. And someone said that's the industry's wall, dude. That is probably so fucking true, bro. I almost see you. All you gotta do is talk about it. If you talk about it, it generates buzz. When buzz gets generated, you start hearing the rumors. 7 of the 12 rumors you hear are probably got some sense to them. So you got it. That's where you go looking. That's where you go digging, and that's where you start finding stuff. I promise it works like that.
And I've seen a lot of people. I'm got this big ball of gum in my mouth now, but
you're all right, bro.
I've seen a lot of people use that term industry wall, and I've seen that a lot. I firmly believe that there is a barricade because they have to have this
Jesse
structure. Because if they don't have a structure, like we said, then it becomes an anarchy, and all these people are just overloading these higher end distribution companies.
That's what's happening to the lower end distribution. That's why it's all fucked up because it's jammed with bullshit. You know what I mean? So I think now, see, Stone Panda, I've done that. I reached out to Apple, and you can directly do your own distribution through iTunes yourself as your own distributor. Can't go ahead.
Now you do know all the labels are technically all owned by one label.
Yeah, it's a monopoly, dude. It's crazy.
And then the black box and all this.
Yeah,
it goes deep.
Yeah, it's wild, dude. I like shit, bro. You don't even know, cause I've been on it. I've been doing some researching.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't want to say too much because we don't know what powers that be could be out there. So if I talk about the wrong thing, they might be implanting stuff in my computer or something. I don't know.
I'll be at Jokes and Tokes Sunday, Double D in Dayton, 460 Patterson Road.
Easter?
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, we're doing what's up, Jesse Howard? We're doing we're doing a little 420 show that night. It's open night. Anybody wants to pull up. I'm letting everybody.
Yeah. That's what's up. Up. Okay, so usually everybody ends these type of interviews with, what advice would you give somebody? But we're not going to do that because it's Rich Regal winning Wednesdays with Chop Easy. So we're going to switch it around. What has been the best advice that someone has given you so far?
One is I'd say be the change you want to be. If you want to do something different than everybody else, if you want to be what I won't say bigger or better, but if you want to be seen over the next guy, be different. And if you want to be different, do something that no one else has done. And one of them is tell the damn truth, be you. Because a lot of people don't do that. And and be the change you want to see. Straight up. Like be the change that you want to be. Like you want to see the whole pay for play change. You want to change the correlation of this motherfucker is winning and no one else is in the thing. Change that. Be the change you want to see. Lead by example. Motivation is determination. You know what I mean? Perception is a lot. What people see, it turns into gold.
Yep. What is perceived is believed.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
Bro.
And people see that. You know what I mean? So.
All right, Roasted on Rooftops. Shout out Roasted on Rooftops, boy.
What up, boy?
So that concludes our Winning Wednesday. So I think we're gonna end the stream.
Yeah, I'm gonna end the stream, guys,
and then we're gonna pop back up.
Yeah, at 9:30, I'll fire back up, and we will go with the country rap shit. So don't disappear, chat. We'll just go to the country rap shit live. We do this so I can clip this because this ain't copyrighted. And that way me and Rich can grow our channels off of this. I think it makes more sense too because it gives exclusivity to Rich and what he's doing. So go over there, guys. Don't run off. I'm going to go live from over there at 9:30.
Well, thank you, Chop, for letting me interview
you.
No,
thank you, bro. I had never got to talk about my family like that. So I'm glad that you asked me those questions. Thank you.
Well, you know, I'm huge on family, and I was like, I want to get into this so that people can. That's the whole thing. These people need to get to know us, and the best way to do it is,
absolutely.
If somebody asks you something, it pulls something out. A lot of us don't normally talk about our private lives that much, so you know, this is a chance for everybody to get to know Chop. I hope everybody got to learn something tonight. I did.
Learn something new every day, guys.
And we're going to go to country rap shit at 9:30.
Much love, guys. Much love to everybody. Thank you, Rich. I appreciate you bringing me up, bro.
Yes, sir.
Till next time.
We out. Where to go? Bam. Did it end?